He transformed.
Okay, here's a look at X-Transbots first aid in his vehicle alt mode. And I already went over the box, instructions, bio card, and the accessories that it came with in my unboxing first impressions video. But now we could take a closer look at first aid in his alt mode. And now I could point out some things I didn't notice until after I actually transformed it and got to play around with it a little bit. But as a recap, just look at the way they sculpted the detail, the bumper, the way that's actually nicely sculpted, the headlights, the side view lights painted, and the Autobot symbol that looks really nice, the windshield wipers, the nice transparent blue color that I like, but I'll point out some of the issues with that. Not really X-Transbots' fault, but yeah, there's some issues there. And then here you could see the side view. Here they took some aesthetic changes. They actually painted this logo here red, which is nice. The rims, you could see they have that nice detail. The tires have the nice detail on there as well. Some details here, the door handles, a little groove to open it up, the little detail there. I mean, there's a lot of detail here, as always with X-Transbots. And to open it, it's a little hard to get your fingernail in there, but you can open it. And then to open it very safely, securely, there is a slider, so you can open it up all the way. Don't just kind of force it, bending it, especially with this type of plastic. This cannot handle the stress from bending. It will cause a hairline fracture, and then after manipulating it over and over, that hairline fracture is going to crack and then break. But anyways, you could see this is what they do. There's even a plus sign there. Nicely sculpted seats. No steering wheel, interestingly. But yeah, this is typical of X-Transbots. They do focus in on a lot of the details. And that just simply tabs in right there. And then something I didn't point out because I didn't see it in the unboxing, but you could see the window here, but this one, you could see the front and back. They do not line up. I mean here, and it's not the way I transform, because you could see it's all nice and flush. So here I'll point it out. You could see the bottoms together lined up. The stripe here is lined up. Even the top here is lined up. And then it starts getting off a little bit here. And then when you come up to the top, you could see the trim, and up here, and then even up here, it's off. So yeah, that is not a QC pass in my opinion. So I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be like that, because this is a mold that probably they just print. A lot of pieces came out this way. But anyways, I just wanted to point that out because I didn't really make that clear in the unboxing. I just noticed it after. But moving on to the back, it's the same thing. You know, it's the really nice transparent blue that I do like. But yeah, I'll point it out again later. Nice paint for the rear lights, the bumper here. And then just all the little detail. I mean, you can't really see it until you zoom in really close. But it's really nice. And then here, I didn't do it, but maybe you might want to put a little dab of Elmer's glue here. Just a little touch in between the two slots there. And then just push it in, and then it will spread that glue, because this one seems to come off during the transformation. So yeah, that's not sealed very well. But the door opens here on this side as well. And then just because other people do it, here's a look at the bottom view in case anyone's curious. I think it's good to point this out too. Just look at the orientation. This is not flush. It's supposed to be a gap here. It's kind of helps with the transformation when you have to bend this plastic over, so it, it has a little space for it to push over out of the tab here, and then you could see it needs to lift up because it's over that red piece. Yeah, so I don't know if I should do the transformation to point all that out, but yeah, there is major stuff you need to know for the transformation down here. But anyways, here's a look at the alt mode, and now let's compare this with the animation model. And now I think I could make my point clear about the windows. You could see the windows are not very tune accurate. And there's a lot of things to say. First of all, I like the blue, and I especially like how it's transparent blue. It's just that it's not tune accurate. If anything, this should have been a lighter blue, transparent blue. Yeah, to match the tune. But you don't really know why they did that. My assumption is maybe they're, basing it kind of like off the G1 toy, because the original G1 toy, had blue windows. And this is another perfect example. Like I said, X-Transbots is like a fusion. It's not like Fans Toys or Mastermind Creation where they're focusing on, 100% tune accuracy. This, like I said, is a fusion. Three things. It's the G1 toy aesthetics, the cartoon aesthetics, and the realistic. So that's not like a good or a bad thing. I'm just pointing out what I observed. All their figures seem to be made that way. And I'll tell you, personally, I think it looks nice like that, to have kind of like a G1 cartoon realistic look. So aesthetically, this is the same with all of X-Transbots. I mean, they do a really nice job sculpting the figure, painting the figure, putting in all this nice detail. This one right here is the exception, unfortunately. And yeah, it does have the nice rubber wheels, so you could see it does roll really nice. I do like that. And for some comparisons, let's bring out the other two Protectobots we have. And yeah, I'm trying to think of, the short way to explain all of this in a nice way because of the X-Transbots lover out there. This is not a perfect set. First of all, the proportions, we all know that's kind of like the original G1 style, if you will. The groove is just way too big because he's supposed to form the leg for Defensor. So that. But here, if you just look at these two, Streetwise and First Aid, yeah, I think Streetwise is maybe a little bit too big, when you think about a car and a van. And I'm not really being overly critical here because, I'm taking into account they're, trying to consider the combined mode and stuff. So Streetwise probably needs to be bigger since he's a leg, because Mastermind Creations, Defense or their leg seems a little short. So, but anyways, and also maybe the fact that when you transform him to robot mode, he might end up being way too big. But anyways, and I'm glad this happened because I was trying to see if I should mention this, because this is really pointing out a lot of flaws with X-Transbots. And this is, I think, before they started painting. So that's one reason why this just doesn't really tab in secure. There's a lot of tolerance issues, not just here, but here as well. And man, a lot of things need to be pointed out here with this, especially during the transformation. So to transform first aid from his alt mode to robot mode, let me just point things out because there's a lot to know. First of all, like I said, it's X-Transbots. So you need to go slow, be careful, be cautious. And I'm giving some suggestions here. Anytime you feel resistance, stop. Because you don't, this is not like mainline retail where you can, you know, handle it a little rough because of the type of plastic. If you're trying to bend things and you feel a little resistance and you bend it without knowing for sure whether or not you should bend it or not, you're going to cause a hairline fracture because of the type of plastic. And then when you continue manipulating it, you're going to cause that hairline fracture to crack, and then it's eventually going to break. So you kind of want to avoid all of that. And I don't know why I did that, because I wasn't really planning to transform. I'm trying to point out things. But let's see what I want to point out. Also, oh yeah, I'm pointing out the issues to be aware of. There's also a lot of clearance issues. So because there's clearance issues, now you're going to have to do the very first thing I said, which is be careful of how you're manipulating the parts over, because you're going to hit something, there's no clearance, you're going to have to use force to bend them over. And then because of the type of plastic, if you don't know what you're doing, yeah, you might break it. And trying to remember any other issues, but anyways, let's go ahead and transform first aid into his robot mode and then take a look at that.